I see plenty of flat shadows. They very rarely have three-dimensionality to them, actually.
Well, usually shadows are flat because it's a shadow on a flat surface.
In fact, it is a segment of a arc of a circle, no matter the orientation of the moon and the sun.
Orientation in your presupposed falling around a sphere Earth, that isn't what the case is, though. You've just begged the question of all of that. You've not validated any of it, and the assumptions required have all been debunked by us. Again, please share the show.
And the only thing that makes a perfectly circular shadow
be something that's perfectly circular?
Perfectly spherical.
Spherical.
Yeah.
What about going red? What does that? Is that a shadow when it goes red? you haven't explained what I observed. I mean, I'm just a mere man looking at a moon turning red and going, what the hell is that? Meaning everything about it. What is the moon? What's it doing? Why is it in the sky? Why is it turning red? Why did it go extremely cold when it turned red? None of those things describe shadows to me. Like, none of them.
So the only thing that makes a perfect circle shadow every single time,
Not a shadow. You've assumed it's a shadow.
is a perfect sphere.
Right.
Okay? No
What, if it's occulting it? The light from the sun, that is. So if we're a sphere and we're between the moon and the sun, definitely not. The Seleninian eclipse would demonstrate that there's nothing that could be described as Earth as a sphere between those two celestial items. You can't describe them that way when they're both above the horizon. What's occulting what? Nothing, basically. So what do you guys call that? The impossible eclipse? No, very much a possibility when we're watching it happen. It's just impossible in your stupid model. Because you've got it occulting and causing shadows. Whereas when it starts turning red, and the sun's still there, obviously it's not an occultation that's causing it to turn red. I mean, cause a shadow as you assume it. And none of that's true. None of it represents anything that I've observed in this regard.
As a disk, it would only make a perfect circle if you lined it that way.
Right.
In a straw man heliocentric orbital motion that needed a flat Earth elevation angle measurement to derive in the first instance, and then reinserted into that heliocentric model after measuring the flat Earth elevation angle measurements from a flat plane and converting it from the celestial sphere model with its equatorial flat plane by way of Haversine into your globe to further advance your R value into a Venus with an R value that's assumed, and then Kepler's third law of interplanetary motion with a flat disk inserted thereafter. Utter horseshit. Yeah, notice how easy and succinct it was for me to pull apart that straw man in its entirety, as well as debunking every aspect of heliocentrism and proving a flat Earth. I didn't even need to take breath.